Hey YouTube, I'm your fave Nurse B. Today we're going to talk about how people be hating on us LPNs, honey. They be hating. So the question is, are LPNs looked down upon? Now I would say yes. I believe that a lot of people are mostly just ignorant about the subject. They don't realize that in most cases LPNs do the same exact thing as RNs. In long-term care facility, I'm a charge nurse. In a long-term care facility, when I'm working with an RN, she's a charge nurse in a long-term care facility. She is not over me. We do the same exact job. I do admissions, I do IVs, I assess my patients, I talk to doctors, I get orders, I administer medications, all of that. The same as an RN does. Now there's times where you might have to go to that RN and ask them for assistance because within your scope of practice, you cannot do certain things. So like removing a PICC line, you know, you can't really do that in this LPN. It depends on the state you're in as well. So the only time I had to go to an RN for assistance is if I had to remove a PICC line from a patient. That's the only time I had to go to an RN. And when I went to this RN, they said, you know what, let me ask so-and-so about that. So that person went and talked to another RN, and they both came over to the floor I was working on, and they looked at the patient for like 30 minutes, and then they came to me and said, you know what, I haven't done one of these in so long. You know what, just have to probably wait till tomorrow till such and such comes in. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, that's what happened. It was a time where I had went to an RN and had asked her to access somebody's Portacath, because you know LPNs can't access those. So that person was like, ooh girl, I don't know how to do that, you gotta ask such and such. So I had to go to another RN. They were able to do it though, no problem. So like I said, it depends on that person's skill set. And that's not to say that, oh, RNs are so stupid they don't know how to do that, but some people have worked in long-term care for so long that they have lost their clinical skills that they would have gotten, you know, from working in a hospital. Or some people just never had the clinical skills to begin with, no matter if they are RN or LPN, they just ain't got it. You know, for real, that's the case. They just don't have it. So it's just a title, really, for some people. But I really do believe that RNs are more skilled than LPNs. But you can have an LPN that has maybe 20 years in the game, and then here comes an RN with no experience, and the LPN is of course a lot more skilled than that RN because they had the experience. Similar to like in hospitals where the RNs know a lot more than the residents coming through the door, because these residents, they're new to it. They haven't really seen it. They know it, but they haven't seen it and done it. So I think people they don't realize that we do the same work. They don't realize that LPNs are nurses. You might have some people coming in and be like, oh, you an LPN? Do you want to go to school, become a real nurse? And you're like, oh, do you want a real nurse to take care of you right now? Because I can go get you an RN if you want, and there's no RNs in the building, so you could just be here by yourself, not getting any assistance. So what do you want? You know, some people are just ignorant because they come from a different time, or they just don't understand that we pretty much do the same exact job. Especially in a long-term care facility, you do the exact same job. It's no different. So some people are just a-holes, like they don't care. Some family members, they're like, oh, well, you know, you should go and do this. Why didn't you want to become an RN first? Why didn't you want to do that? Da, 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 da. And you're going to hear that. I mean, I have a video on why I became an LPN over an RN to begin with. Go watch it. It's one of my highly viewed videos. So go watch it if you haven't seen it already, and go ahead and subscribe while you're at it. So yeah, that's that. People are going to look down on you, but at the end of the day, you are a nurse, you are skilled, and you're going to do what you got to do for your patient. You're going to get your coins, and you're going to walk out the door when it's time to clock out. That's all it comes down to. Now, some people, they're okay with being LPNs. They don't see any need to go on and go further in their education. They're fine. There's going to be LPNs around for a minute. Trust and believe that. The LPNs are not going anywhere, and the opportunities for LPNs have been growing as far as getting into hospitals, getting into physician offices, clinics, dialysis, travel nursing, strike nursing. It's a list of things that LPNs are still able to do. So that's that. Like I said, I think it does come down to people are just ignorant. They're either ignorant, they really do not know what they don't know, or they're just mean-spirited people. I really haven't had a lot of issues from RNs. I have had some RNs that are like, I'm not an LPN, I'm an RN, which, I mean, they earned it. So yeah, you're an RN, nothing wrong with that. Just like you might hear some LPNs say, I'm not a CNA, I'm a nurse, honey, I'm a nurse. I mean, yeah, you earned it. I mean, you don't have to be nasty about it, but it is what it is. So that's that. That's my opinion. I do believe that we are looked down upon. I don't take any offense to it, honey, because I do my job and I do my job well, okay? Because really, y'all, you can have an LPN and an RN right next to each other, and sometimes you can't even tell the difference when it comes down to skill set, because that LPN could be a lot more skilled than that RN as far as their experience on the job. Just them in general could be a smarter individual that could grasp the concept of nursing a lot better than that RN. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. And I'm not saying like, oh, you know, LPNs and RNs, they're exact same. It's only a little bit of difference. Da, 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 da. I've heard people say that. Now, I do believe that there is more to being an RN. I do believe that. I mean, I'm not going to negate somebody's degree. But working where I work, there's no difference. There is no difference working in long-term care. So that's that. I hope it was helpful to you all. It's kind of sad that people look down on LPNs, but like I said, I don't take offense to it. If you're an LPN or LVN, do not take offense to it. If you're going to school to become one or you want to, just do it. I mean, you're going to be making more money. You're going to be saving people's lives. You're going to be making a difference in somebody's life. You're going to make a difference in your own life. And if you want to go on to become an RN, do it. If not, don't do it. You're going to have a job. You're going to make money. You're going to make a difference in somebody's life. So don't get discouraged. If you're an LPN or LVN, do not get discouraged. Do not let people down you, down talk your, don't let people down talk your, or negate or put you down. Don't let people do that. You went to school. You worked your butt off to get that certification. Like, you worked for that. You did your NCLEX just like the RN did. You went to that job or interview just like an RN did. You got the job. You're doing the job. Like, don't let anybody take that away from you. Do not. You are a nurse. And if you're going to school to be an LPN or LVN, you are going to be a nurse. Do not let anybody like put you down, like, ever. Okay? Like, for real. And sometimes maybe you have to prove yourself more when you go on a job as an LPN. Go into that job knowing what you need to know. Like, be as up to the times as possible. Ask questions. You know, even if you find an RN that you think is really skilled, like, hey, if they're doing something, be like, hey, can you show me how to do this? Or, you know, I'm not able to do this, but can you show me how to do it? Like, I didn't know that, da, da, da. Or do you know anything about this? Or have you come across that? Like, talk to them. Like, if that's what you aspire to be, is an RN, but you're an LPN, don't look at it as competition. Like, oh, she an RN, I'm just a little LPN. Let me just sit back and, you know, I'm just a little play nurse. Don't do that. Like, it is what it is. Y'all working side by side. Have confidence in what you're doing. Be confident you're going to be able to take care of your patient, and never allow anybody to look down on you, okay? You might have patients or families that come to you and say, I don't want you, I want an RN. Or, oh, you know, you're just an LPN? Oh, what? Are you the registered nurse? I just say, I'm the nurse. That's what I say. Yes, I'm Nurse Brandy. That's what I say. You know, I mean, just don't let it get to y'all. Do not let it get to you. I had somebody in my family, well, my husband's family, one of my in-laws, we were at like a family function in front of everybody. He was like, something was going on. He said, oh, well, we need a registered nurse. We don't need no LPN. I said, well, if you just fell out right now and was about to die, like, would you want an LPN or RN? I wouldn't care who was doing it. I just want to be alive. Exactly. Stop being an a-hole. Like, what schooling have you done? What have you accomplished in your life? How much money you making, honey? Don't be looking at me and talking about, oh, I'd rather have an RN than a licensed practical nurse. Da, 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 da. Like, don't. Like I said, people get caught up in titles, and people are just flat out ignorant or just flat out a-holes. Do not succumb to their ignorance or their assholeism. Okay, don't succumb to that. You do you be a professional. You keep striving for what you want to be. If you want to stay an LPN, stay an LPN, be the best LPN you can be. If you want to become an RN, work towards that and be an LPN in the midst of it and make your money. Okay, so that's that, you know. And if you're an RN looking at this, try to be, you know, be mindful and know that, you know, LPNs are looked down upon. So just try to be like, just be compassionate towards people. Like, don't just think, oh, cause she an LPN, she don't really know that much, or she a RN, she must know this, and that, and the third. It really comes down to that person. It really do. It really comes down to that person. As far as, do they have what it takes to be a great nurse? I don't know about them, but I know I am your fave nurse B. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.